It is hard to believe that fall 2020 is already here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Just because the temperatures are getting cooler outside, it does not mean that mortgage rates and home values are cooling off this season or anytime soon for that matter. In fact, mortgage rates are darn right epic right now, and low home loan rates is just one of the many reasons that housing is so hot. When I say housing market is hot, mittens are needed on your paws to make sure you do not get burnt fingers. If buying a home is right for you and your family, buying a home this fall is smart, in my opinion. My name is Kevin Martini, and I'm not just the host of the Martini Mortgage Podcast. I am the branch manager and senior mortgage strategist of the Martini Mortgage Group at Benchmark Mortgage. This is the 110th episode of the Martini Mortgage Podcast, and it's a very special one since it highlights things that one should consider when they are buying a home.
This is the Martini Mortgage Podcast with Chief Mortgage Strategist Kevin Martini.
We all have to have a roof over our head when we go to sleep at night. Some will rent that roof, and others will own that roof. Listen, there's nothing wrong with renting, and there's a time to rent. However, that time is not now. I truly believe, because I have firsthand confirmation of the fact that it is easier to make $1 million in real estate than it is at your 9-to-5 job. You need to own real estate. That roof you need to own, or at least explore your home ownership options based on fact, not fiction. Now, with an open heart, buying a home is smart, and buying a home this fall, I think, is very smart. The fall edition of the Martini Buyer Guide, which is curated by myself and fellow mortgage strategist Logan Martini, is designed not just to share the headlines, but to go beyond the headlines so one can make an educated decision on whether they should stop renting and buy a home, or if one currently owns a home and they should consider to upgrade their home right now. This season, Logan and I published the Martini Buyer Guide in a little different format. We identified what we believe to be the top 10 important talking points that are on the minds of renters that are thinking about buying a home and becoming a first-time home buyer. And we also curated what we believe the top 10 important talking points a current homeowner has on their mind as they're considering to sell their house and upgrade to a new one. Let me give you a spoiler alert to the Martini Buyer Guide. I believe with all my heart, right now represents a ground floor opportunity for someone that wants to stop renting, and right now represents a ground floor opportunity for someone that currently owns a home and that home does not now or will not meet their needs in the future. It is a perfect time to upgrade. Right now there is a ton of chatter about real estate with people that own their home because their home may not meet the needs of their family for the long term. Should they sell and upgrade now? Renters are wondering if they should buy too. Here's my thoughts. I knew on New Year's Day of 2020 that the 20s were going to be roaring for real estate. The 2020 housing market has been remarkable, and there is no signs of it breaking. In fact, one can make an argument there is just going to be more acceleration. The Martini Mortgage Group is located and headquartered in Raleigh, North Carolina. Oh, by the way, basically we help families all over the U.S. personally or with our extensive network of trusted and vetted mortgage strategists. To give you some context, Raleigh, North Carolina is located in Wake County, North Carolina. The forecast appreciation over the next year is expected to be 3.79%. The 5-year cumulative appreciation is expected to be 21.27%. What does this mean? In short, real estate in Wake County is green and growing, folks. For example, a medium-priced home purchased today based on this expert appreciation forecast would have a 5-year gain of $66,228. On average, that's over $13,000 a year appreciation each year over the next 5 years. This sentiment is probably reminiscent of every county in the U.S. Amazing, isn't it? That is why the first article in the fall edition of the Martini Buyer Guide is called Buying a Home This Fall is Smart. In this article, we highlight 5 things you need to know if you are considering buying a home. To buy one sooner rather than later, let me just tell you, could be very smart and save you not just thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. In the fall edition of the Martini Buyer Guide, which is available for free by simply going to www.martinibuyerguide.com, we will look at not where Logan and I believe the housing market is going. We will share what Fannie Mae, the National Association of Realtors, the Mortgage Bankers Association, Zillow, CoreLogic, and a couple more industry leaders see in the future of home prices on a national level. Let me give you a sneak peek on a graph you will see in the article in the Martini Buyer Guide. Every expert has a different opinion. However, every expert is optimistic about the future. Not one is a bear. One of my favorite articles that I had fun writing is called Why Mortgage Rates Are Driving Affordability. Let me just say this article will clearly communicate what low mortgage rates mean for a home buyer, regardless if you're a first-time or a repeat home buyer. As you know, COVID-19 has changed the way that many people are doing business. Change is good, and COVID-19 has accelerated the technology change for many realtors. Before COVID-19, the Martini Mortgage Group always had a robust and frictionless digital mortgage process. And just when you thought it could not get better, it has. One of the COVID-19's improvements was to our closing component as we introduced the hybrid e-closing, which is also a contactless closing that one can get. In the Martini Buyer Guide, mortgage strategist Logan Martini goes over the lingo that you need to know, and he wrote a unique article entitled, You Need an Expert Kind of a Guide. Oh, there's so much one can learn from the fall 2020 Martini Buyer Guide by simply accessing it for free by going to www.martinibuyerguide.com. The information is relevant if you are buying a home for the first time or as a repeat home buyer. The information is relevant if you are thinking of upgrading your home. The information is relevant if you work in the real estate arena as a realtor. The last article in the Buyer Guide was created based on a survey from Gallup. For the 7th year in a row, Americans have ranked real estate as the best investment over stocks, savings, and gold. Oh, by the way, real estate is the only investment that you can actually live in. Is buying a home right for you and your family? I do not know. But I do know there's never a substitute for education. And to help you with that education process, you have the Martini Mortgage Podcast and you have the Martini Buyer Guide. Plus you have me, Chief Mortgage Strategist Kevin Martini, and my business partner and fellow mortgage strategist, Logan Martini. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to episode 110 which is all about the release of the fall 2020 Martini Buyer Guide. Yes, the guide is available for free by going to www.martinibuyerguide.com. Don't be fooled. Just because it's free, it doesn't mean it's not packed with priceless information.
The Martini Mortgage Group has provided since 2006 trusted personalized mortgage financing advice to provide the families they serve with not just price and cost clarity, but to give them certainty during the home buying or refinancing process, along with a frictionless, secure, and digital mortgage process. It should always be home loan first and then go find your home. If you or someone you care about has questions about the current mortgage rate environment or the unique home loan solutions the Martini Mortgage Group offers, we invite you to call by dialing 919-238-4934 or check them out on the web by going to martinimortgage.com. The information contained in this podcast presentation is for general product information purposes only. Arquitex Financial Services, LLC, NMLS number 2143, doing business as Benchmark Mortgage, makes no representations or warranties of any kind, expressed or implied, about the completeness, reliability, stability, or availability with respect to the information, products, or services. All loans subject to borrower qualifying. Other restrictions may apply. Branch Manager Kevin Martini, NMLS number 134962. Branch located at 507 North Blunt Street, Raleigh, North Carolina 27604. Contact the branch by calling 919